Okay, so hi everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to the online workshop. And that workshop has been totally believe on a think and design in 3D using format. I hope my voice has been pretty much audible for you all guys. Yes, Shweta, Prakriti, am I audible?
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. So here we go. So we have been here for conducting this workshop for there's a competition and you have been known about that competition, that's design advance. And we are using over here within the technology that how you are going to accomplish your design with helping of technology. When especially talk about the softwares, the design will be having a lot of things to be need to correct and recreate. Okay, so here we go for the next one. Yeah, next slide please. Yeah. Hi, I'm Munit Kumar Sharma and I'm a BM specialist. I'm an architect and I'm here in the role of architecture as a structural. We all have been from a Capricorn Technologies Private Limited. With me, there is Prakriti Goel. She is also BM specialist in architecture. The next slide, please. Yeah. So what we are going to talk about are program details, right? So in this program, we are talking about here workshop details, the welcome note, then conceptual modeling using FormIt, details for a design advanced architectural design competition. Then we will sort it out your questions with the beautiful answers, whatever the questions you are going to be asked, and then vote of a thanks. Okay, nice. So as you can see, there is a workshop details. You can see my slide over here. You know about that this workshop is totally believe on a thing design in 3D while using a format, right? And the time has been right now 3 to 4:30. So next 1.5 hours you are with me and introducing, and we are going to be cultivating a lot of things within this program. Okay, so our competition partners have been Ethos and technology partner are Autodesk Platinum partners. Okay. So let me comes to the Capricorn Technologies Private Limited. So Capricorn Technologies Private Limited, we have been a leading technology solution provider. We are into a software as well as in a hardware for customers in AEC architectural, engineering, and construction, even for a manufacturing, media, entertainment, education, and a graphic industry. So you can able to understand that there are a lot of industry we are going to be capturing, not from a last decade, but we have been for so many solutions for the different disciplines. And our vision is we help our customers to unleash ideas, create a better world. We have been a ISO certified company and us always having a strategies to provide end-to-end technology solutions to customers involved in the design activities. So you have whenever you are having some design relative questionnaires or maybe you are going to be stuck with some of the technology stuff, so we have been always here for you guys and to provide a 360-degree solutions through the product sales, support, and the services. Okay, our milestones, so that will be a really good one because we are since 1987 and we are having a 20,000 trusted customers, and we are been 10 plus offices across India, and we are doing a business throughout a pan India. We are having 300 plus inspired and committed employees. So that makes us more better than others. Okay, so we have been driven by our values. First, we always having a preferences for a customer first. Then we'll talk about here employee growth and development. And we all have been from a Capricorn Technologies have been passion for a technology. That's why we are having a 20,000 trusted customers. And we always believe to pursuit of excellence. And every day we have been working over there. Then the financial disciplines. Okay, industry we serve, right? As I earlier mentioned that we are been into a AEC building infrastructure, manufacturing, media and entertainment, government, education, graphics sales, graphics arts, consulting services, hardware and software services, and training. See, we are having a really big portfolio. So whenever you have been coming into from any disciplines, you can come directly to us and we definitely provide you with the 360 solutions. Yes. Next one. Okay, so here we are having a design advance emerging towns. So I request our guest of honors, please introduce yourself and just have a talk about the emerging towns.
Hello everyone, a very good afternoon. I hope am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So I am Priyanka from Team Ethos, and I will be quickly taking you all through the competition brief. So next, please. Yeah. So the global pandemic and lockdowns have boosted technological advancement in our working patterns. Today, global companies have adapted to a hybrid model of work from office and home. Tier 2 and 3 cities in India can potentially emerge as business hubs and open fantastic opportunities which will require urban development planning and the development of infrastructure. This opportunity will enable qualified professionals to work from home, stay close to the family, and have a better work life balance, thereby increasing their productivity and decreasing the pressure on megacities. But to achieve this, we need to reimagine the environment to fulfill the aspiration of globally aspiring Indian youths from town. With this background, Design Advance with the theme Emerging Towns Narrowing the Gap Between Home and Work has been launched by Capricorn in association with Autodesk and Ethos. This is a call for intervention to design a mixed use development program for small towns that invoke qualities of well being, inclusivity, and an integrated approach. Next, please. The site needs to be selected as per the following. Pick a town with a population of less than 1 million. Teams can choose a plot area of 1 to 2 hectares in a setting of their choice with an aim to develop a mixed use hub with more than one function from residential, retail, offices, entertainment, social hubs, or flex buildings. Law and site regulations are to be followed or NBC code in its absence. Site for adaptive reuse may be picked if adhering to other criteria mentioned in the brief. Next, please. Participants are encouraged to ponder factors and improve the livability of the town through interventions when designing through the steps which are mentioned in detail in the brief. So the competition is open to all undergraduates and postgraduate students of architecture and design, as well as 2022 graduates. You can participate individually or in a group of maximum 3 members. We are looking for a solution that are innovative, futuristic, and net zero energy efficient. You can register and check the brief at the website www.designaddvance.in. We hope you will participate and help us spread the word about this competition too. So over to Team Capricorn.
Yeah, thank you so much, Priyanka. And it'll be really interesting that you have a brief all those competition overview, and hopefully it will going to be beneficial for all the attendees who have been joined right now. Okay, so over here we are going to talk about the topics, right? What is going to be done by the day. Introduction to Autodesk FormIt. What is the format? How you are going to know about this overview. 3D conceptual modeling in Autodesk FormIt. Then conceptual energy analysis in Autodesk FormIt. FormIt to Revit integration, and what are the steps we are going to take in. Okay, so all those duration of a times, I hope that you are going to be seated for the next few hours. So next, please. Yeah, here Autodesk format for a conceptual design. You know, whenever we are going to talk about a conceptual design, we are always going to be think about some sketches. We are going to think about a lot of curiosity in mind that how we are going to start with the shape and what is going to be our inspirations and how it is going to be fulfilled into the paper to a software, right? Today we are living in this technology world where all the questionnaires comes into our mind directly, and we are going to be thinking with a couple of a solution. Either we can go for this software, we can go for another one. So let's talk about on this, right? So okay, next one. Who is a format for the sketches one, a physical model, a diary, or a digital model, right? So these four images of amalgamation, you can able to understand that how those sketches, how those physical models and the diary you are going to be taken with your bags and always in your hand, the lot of a color sketch pencils you have been with it, right? And the 3D software which you makes design a better, right? To able to understand the client that how your design thinking is going to be around his work experience. Okay, then the next one. So that's our product, Autodesk Format 360. Okay, so you can see over here, there's a very beautiful imaginations are being done from an architect, right? He just try to make one conceptual form so that he going to be create a better world. And through this better kind of a designing, he just allowed to use a software, and that software is a Format Pro. And you can see that with a couple of seconds, right, he had generated the shadows analysis, right, wherever the building is going to be located, right? And he can go with the month-wise analysis, that which peak of a month is going to be analysis according to his building. What are the measure and preventives are going to be taken through that building, right? And moreover, if you are having a amalgamate over here with a lot of queries, lot of things, lot of problems, lot of the curiosities regarding your designs and regarding your solutions, right? I'm sure that whenever you are going to use this product format, it's going to be help you out. Okay, the next one. Format, transforming AEC designs. So AEC design, when we talk about AEC design, a lot of people doesn't know about what is AEC design. So this is basically architecture, engineering, and constructions. So basically, this is a one terminology we have been using for many years, and that will be the BIM workflow. And inside industry over here, this term are going to be utilizing for a couple of times whenever you are going to design it. So okay, next one. Here we are having here a levels, right? You know, whenever you are going to design with one building, it's going to be have a multiple levels, right? And those multiple levels are going to be crossed with division of floor area ratios. So that floor area ratios are going to be automatically consulting over here in this software, and we are having a provision for that. I think no other software are going to be conclude with floor area ratios right now, but Format will help you out a lot of ways. Like you can able to understand over here what is the site area and how the floors are going to be distributed in a different levels, and then what is the floor area ratio according to your current design. If you're going to migrating a number of levels, then how the site area is going to be transformed. So these kind of things, it really helps to a designer. Okay, so you can see that now the design have been changed. So you can see that the floor area ratio has also been changed, and within the site area. Okay, the next one. Format plus Revit. So Format plus Revit. Now, people are going to be think about it. Revit can do a lot of things, right? We can do a start from a conceptual design. We can go for a detailing our design. We can do a scheduling and all, right? And BIM are going to be transformed through a Revit is really good in a good hands, right? If you're using a product of a Revit, it's going to be give you a lot of solutions and a lot of things, compatibility, and the more design ideas. But why we are introducing a format over here? See, the conceptual idea, when it's going to be start from a scratch in your design, it'll be having a most of the queries coming over here within a professionals, that whenever we are using a format or maybe a Revit, so it's going to be have a little bit clumsy and little bit having a problematic while introducing with the adaptive design, right? You know that Revit having a capability of introducing adaptive families, but yes, Format will help you out within the preliminary design, right? We don't think about a adaptive modeling, right? We are going to be think about the preliminary stages of a design. So, and in that part of a course, you can able to design the conceptual ideas starting from a format. So whenever you design a conceptual idea, that design are going to be transformed to a Revit, so that whatever the details are going to be left out with, so that you are going to be designed with a Revit, right? Since both of the products have been from Autodesk, so you are getting a two hands with a lot of benefits, right? Okay, next one, please. Okay, so you can see there's a lot of image event, right, where you can see that the geometries which you have designed in a format, the upper two one are been designed in a format, and you can see that the how the things are going to be controlled over here with a minute gaps, right? You can see there is a lot of in a gray part of there's a lot of lines, and when you make here a shaded, it will going to come as a very smoothness inside that structure or the design, right? So that design are going to be help it out, not showing there's a loopholes or there may be a closed loop. It's going to be showcased as a smoothness of your design, whether you have made a lot of things inside designing, there's a lot of patches inside a designing, we have to do it for representing our idea. But over here, the moment you comes to into a shaded, the smoothness you are going to be getting inside a format, you can't get it in any other softwares. Okay, so these same format things are going to be taken into a design iterations. So that design iterations are going to become according to the conceptual masses, and the conceptual masses are going to be gone to your Revit, and after that the detailing work is going to be showcased. Okay, next one. So here, the same design which has come from a conceptual model, right? So there is a one tool over here, 3D Sketch, and for that you are going to launch with the Autodesk format. So whatever you design inside that site area, right? So the content is going to be come through your shape of modeling, your design. Now this design is going to be have a couple of layers. You can create number of levels. After that, there are levels which are showing as a volume area by a level. Then the same design are going to be sent it to a Revit, right? Once this design is going to be sent it to a Revit, you can see now this model has been automatically comes with the levels. So whatever the work the designer have done inside a format, that is going to be saved, and in the Revit it is going to be providedly having a less work, right? Because a lot of times we have seen that software have done a lot of things, but in a Revit it's not going to retake it. But since you are working on a format, so the detailed design are going to be performed in a Revit, but whatever you have left with the materials, whatever you have left with the levels, it's going to become automatically over here in a Revit, right? So you can work simultaneously, right, within a format and in a Revit, right? If you are going to model some things inside a format, right, and the same thing you are going to be thinking, okay, now I have to export the same model. Many times we have seen that there are a lot of files are going to be one, two, and series order with the names. But over here, you just save inside a format, automatically goes to a send to a Revit. So whatever you have things have done inside a format, it'll come with a format and all, right? And there is another project which is I guess this is a housing, right? So the format which it's going to be introduced, this is a one floor plan, and now we are talking about here in a furniture and all, right? So you see that a lot of time people are going to ask that okay, if we want to customize our furniture, right, how we are going to do that? Will it be going to be downloaded by the 3D models? Well, I say no. You are going to be, if you are being designer, you are going to be design your model as in a furniture, right? So whatever you design inside a furniture, it's going to be come directly over inside a format. Right now, see that a format in the side of format, we have designed here a furniture, and now we are designing with some wooden panels over here. So for that, it's going to come according a nice ceiling effect, right? So the ceiling, the furniture, what you do with the 3D tools, right, it's going to be come across with every part of aspect, right? You don't need to worry about. Now see the ceiling wooden panel is going to be designed inside a format, it automatically comes into a Revit, right? So you don't need to work think about a lot of a time that if we have done something in a format, so will it becomes into a Revit or not, right? It having no export extra plugins you require. It is totally based upon what Revit, what Autodesk provided with the software. There's no extra plugin you need to install. Now you see that the design which you come apart with a FormIt as well as a Revit, it comes with a really nice effect with the sun and shadows. So that's the talk over here with the Autodesk Make Anything. So right now there is one more project, a fitness center. So fitness centers are going to be designed on the same go with the FormIt, and that FormIt being coordinated model. And sometimes we have seen that a lot of times we are having a CAD files, the integration with some different models, right? We are going to be export some of the materials, right? Is that material are also going to be come with the FormIt file? So yes, of course, whatever you design according to your material wise, the material is also going to become with the FormIt. So anything, whatever you design inside a FormIt, exceptionally start from your scratch, or a single line or a dot, or whatever till your materials, it all going to become with that option, right? Even you can try with the different options, what kind of options you are going to be, it's going to be work for your client. You can showcase in the both, right? These are the two options they have made. One is a roof option one and roof option two. You can just simultaneously change that these are the three options you are going for the client, right? So it'll going to be have a upper hand whenever you are going to design with the FormIt, right? So there are number of models, there are number of a design, there are number of tools you have been editing over here. So I think that'll be a great. Okay, so you can work within a design collaboration basically. Okay, the next one please. Yes, so this is basically a Revit visualization. And when I see a Revit visualization inside FormIt, right, we see that lot of times we are having a queries that do we have to spend a lot of times of rendering stuff in a different software, which requires a lot of system configuration. Still, we don't have it in our design competition. Say, still we don't have a time for installing those things. But whenever you are talking about a FormIt, it gives you a high really visualization. So it is going to be talk about a real time whenever you're going to work around with the models and design stuff. You don't need to wait for a rendering, right? It will going to be coming exactly the way it's going to be formed inside a FormIt, right? So it'll be a realistic view. You don't need to spend a lot of hours to be sit quietly and just watching the progress is going to be on. But this is comes a really good thing that real time visualization is going to be market boom. Okay, the next one please. Environmental analysis. Now since you have been staying maybe at offices or maybe your home, right, there are a lot of things are coming into our environment, and you have been know about the COVID situations, you have been know about the war and the issues, right? So all things are going to be impact our environment. So we have to design our buildings accordingly so that it is going to be respond to our climate, respond to our energies, respond to our people, right? So that we are creating a better world. So over here we can do here environment analysis for a building. Okay, can we move to the next one? Yeah. So it'll going to be concept start gets shadow studies, and we can do here a solar analysis. And even though we are having here an insight energy analysis, insight energy analysis is one of our applications, right, which you are going to run under inside a FormIt, where you can showcase the other competitive analysis for the energy. Even though you can see right now there's solar analysis, so whichever the month peak area you want to talk about the winter, you talk about the summers, how it is going to be impact on your throughout the day of your year, how the days light savings time, right, how the solar analysis is going to be come in directly hit your building, right, so that you can take better preventives, so that the buildings are going to be formed with a more design. And that's what the competition requires, right, that it is going to be come around with a so good design element, so that the juries are going to be mesmerized at wow, what a design they have made. Why? Because it's going to be coming with a lot of tools. Right now you can see that the building is coming with a solar analysis, right, so that you are going to be take a lot of new things to get understand that okay, this is the pain area where you are going to spend a lot of times, how the design is going to be move around so that you can take it out the best from your the previous design, right? So you can see that the December month, you can see the June month, so that you can have a proper kind of a studies while understanding the design. Right, so you can go directly to this building to an application which I have already told you that this is an insight, and insight going to be talk about here how you are going to be saved through this building. According to your ratings, the ASHRAE, you are going to make the benchmark comparison, right? How it's going to be saved throughout the day energy. You are going to talk about here lighting efficiency. You are talking about the schedules, the load efficiencies, right? You are talking about here HVAC efficiencies, right? And you are going to get all those data without going for a detailed design. You're just making a conceptual design. So in that conceptual design, whatever the left with the analysis, you hit with all of them, and with getting all those kind of designs or analysis, you come into a one theory part and you get to know that how the design is going to be more better. Now it's going to talk about that if you are placing your walls or a windows on a southern walls, if you're going to be change a little bit inside your design, how the efficiencies or energies are going to be increased, right? So that's how you are going to be make your product more valuable, more to your environment friendly, right? So this is whole concept is going to be talk about the analysis. And if you're going to be think without analysis, I must show that you have to spend a lot of times into a detailed design. Okay, so next one please. So there's a scenes part over here. You can create a lot of scenes from here, right? You can go with the shadows, and the shadow analysis have been there, and there is been selecting surfaces. You don't need to select the whole model, whatever the surface you wanted to run with the analysis, that how it's going to be respond to your sunlight. So that going to be done very clearly manner. Right now you can see that only 5 panels have been done with the analysis, right? And you can just switch over within the months and arrange method through there is option of a month peak wise and a yearly wise. So whichever the option you would like to do, you can do with your design. Okay, the customer example. See, the product without customers is just less, right? I must say that without customers, without customers experiences, and without having the product to be get introduced or maybe experienced, the product has been less, right? So there are customer examples we are going to showcase. The next slide please. So this you can go and visit a Autodesk gallery. Over there you can find a lot of persons have been working around in a FormIt. It is not a new product, it is a product where the people are using and making a different and innovative design. You can see over here and go to a gallery. I must say that you should visit. Okay, the next one. RA Architects. RA Architect is the one of a pretty prestigious company, right, in the USA. They have used a FormIt conceptual design for their early energy analysis. They have come with all the analysis which have been taken from a FormIt. They have designed their models to get those options to get the analysis so that they can build up better buildings. And you can see on the top right corner there is a rendering over here, right, which have been building of by array architects, right? Even though you can see in the you can see over here in the left lower left corner there is a energy analysis have been done, and it will showcase the range of that energies they are receiving from the building. And they have a saying that I can get a whole understanding of a wind analysis, energy analysis, do the solar studies on the building, and the study the affair, right? This is the most important thing for an architect. That's what the architect required to have when he is going to start a building. All right. So coming to the next one. Then they have used for facade work as well. FormIt is a fantastic, and it allows me to draw with a creative think and study lots of options, right? So we are not saying this. This is the saying of array architects, persons who have worked within a format. Okay, go ahead. The next one. Master graphics, right? So master graphics have been format conceptual design translate to the Revit, whatever you design with the format, right? So the same thing you are going to be simultaneously syncing with the Revit and Revit to format to a Revit, right? So that you can able to understand, optimize the performance throughout the design process, so that you'll get a good performance feedback whenever it's required to be, and not inside, not majorly your simultaneously your project is also going to be ready, right? Your model stuff is also going to be ready with all kind of studies as well. Okay, so that will be the conceptual design to translate to a Revit. Okay, so we are having here a question and answer, right? So we can, you can connect with us at the connect@keeprecord.com. And for we are also running with the trainings, right? We are having a program called as a BIM for Designs. So you can come and inquire for it. You can directly mail to us at training@keeprecord.com. Okay. So a lot of people are also sharing with the things, right? Can you show some live facade generation? Yes, of course we can. We can. We are just about to do that now. Okay.
Hi, Monit, you're on mute.
Okay. So sorry. So we'll start right now. Yeah. So here we are having tools, right? You can see this is the format 2021, right? So the first of all, we are going to put over here the location of the model, right? That the model of location has been situated in the Germany. right? So basically, if you are having a locations right out there and you are going to be model your site, right? So you are going to be import that site, or you can insert it as a location, right? So what location can do is giving you a site coordinate as well as the model you are having over here, like in a conceptual wise you are going to build that model, right? It shows your volume as part and it showing your the location coordinate as well, right? So over here there have been tools like the same tools we are having for the basic geometries. So I have over here a one rectangular, let's say 38 by 31.5. So that's my site, right? And when the site has been built, I can make it an extrude and I can put here a material as well. Once the materials, and you can see over there there's been an area has been there, right? So automatically get an area according to your site, right? And you are having a lot of tools like a rotate, like a move, like a array. So you are going to put that site into your 0 comma 0 at the origin. And after doing this, I have modeled a part of a one site shape. That is my one component, which I have made according to my sketch for my site purpose. And once I made this one as in a group, or I can do this one into an ungroup, so that I can measure the lines width as well as the line dimension. So you can see that that is my 10 meters. And if I wanted to integrate the surfaces, so I can break them through lines, as well as you can say that the one shape has been converted into a three parts, and I have been extruded this surface at the height of 4 meters. And more interesting thing about over here is like when you are going to be snap that particular node, right? So you can just pull it and push it over there at the height whatever you want to achieve. So once you are going to be achieve those height, let's say this would be a 6 meter at that, and I wanted to make it little bit down, let's say 1.5 meter. And this node I wanted to do it at 0.5 meter. After doing this, if I wanted to increase the side portion of my building block is near about 3 meters, or if I wanted to increase those in the same height of my snapping point, so I can do that according to it. So right now this block would be a 4 meters, and I wanted to make it this snagget point or the edge point, I can do it at my level of first block, or I can measure them, like this would be my 7 meters and this would be my 9 meters, or whatever the according to your shape or the design of a building, right? After, you can see that these are surfaces. Once the surfaces have been built, so these have been flatted surface, right? When you move the edge or maybe a point purposely, right, it's going to be give you the axis as well. Now you can see that the axes are giving over here an idea that where you are moving through an red axis or a green axis or y axis. This is the brilliant thing we have seen in the format, right, which we can't able to see in a other softwares, like, but this is the meeting point. They is going to be show as a part of a coincident point as well, right? So right now you can see the surface. The one height would be having a 4 meter. The another height of I want to make a little bit above. If I wanted to make it an above, so it can be showing over there as flattened surface. So once the point is going to be moved at 1.5 meter, right? So the surface is going to be look like this, right? So the third part of my block is been left. So let's make this one first clear the second block, and this block is going to be meet at this edge on the vertex point, right? So you can see that the vertex are going to be meet very easily, so there is no point of a clashes and automatically going to be joined. There is no doing of a thing like a joint geometry or unjoined geometry, so it automatically get joins when it related to a one surface. So after some time, if you see that some of the edges have been not uh, occurring according to your design, right? So you can select those edges and make that edge into a selection process. Like, it can be worked as a part of a tab hit also. You can select all the connected edges, right? And once you are going to be select those edges, you are having here a complete cover up surface. So you can see that this is how quickly you can make a build model, right? With according to your edges, with according to your surfaces, right? Very quickly you have made this one as a reference, right? If you wanted to make that reference according to a first block or maybe a second block, right? So you can create those things very quickly, right? Right now I have just deleted the one surface so that make that a flattened surface. So flattened surface is nothing but it just provided you a complete without coincident edges, right? So this is the one edge I have made a little downer at 1 meter. So this edge would be having a 1 meter below from the second block, right? So you can keep on changing your edges, you can keep on changing your vertices, you can keep on changing your surfaces, right? Now I wanted to make here some elegant surface on my facade, right? So what I can do is over here is I just make a offset plane over here at a distance of 0.3 meter, right? And after doing this, you are having here some unused lines. So I'll just connect it with those through my surface. Once this surface have been created, I have an option that I can create those into a group, right? Once I create here a group, I have an options like how much part of the surface I wanted to make an extrude. Once you created here an extrusion part, you'll get it over here. Those extrusion part are going to become out of the box, right? And those boxes are being created as a facade portion. And you know that when you're going to be create a conceptual design, the facade is more important, right? How it will going to be look like for the audience, right? So right now I'm just using the same thing over there and just quickly make over here the closed loop and make it over here with a grouping part. And after that, you can see that this portion is going to be made through a part of a little bit extruded from the previous one, so that it'll give you an option that how the material transition from one block to another block, how those surfaces are going to become according to your the material, right? So one surface has been ready now. So let's come into my second block, and you can see that this block has been looking like this. So I'll just do the same right now. There is a one slight line you can see over there, right? It's just because that the surface is not aligned to the coincident part. Many times you have seen that this kind of a things or this kind of a problems you occur in the sketcher, right? Many times the surfaces are not going to be occur on the same platform. So but over here you'll get here a benefit that you just select that surface and you can make it a flattened surface very quickly, so that automatic the lines which are not being coincident, it coincident automatically, like you can see over there, right? So right now I'm just make this surface to be make a flattened surface, right? Okay, so this is my flattened surface successfully done. Now I'll make here an offset plane over there and provide here a 0.6 material meter. Just close the loop, and after doing this I want to be get it here extruded, let's say 1 meter or let's say 0.6.
Monit is making a very famous villa from a very famous architect, and we'll have a knowledge check of your, participants. So just see carefully. He's making some very famous building. So let's see if you guys
Yeah,
can guess what villa is he making. So anyone knowing that, please put it in the Q&A box or the chat box. Which villa is Munit making, and who is the architect of this villa?
yeah, exactly, Farhad. Like you have given them a good hint at the right time, at the right spot of a time, but I hope that it'll going to be finished after some of the process and maybe they'll get it. Okay, so right now over here we are having faces on the extension part, and once sometimes you have seen that the amount of width you want or amount of a thickness you want, it's not going to be achieved. It's just because of that the surfaces are little bit coincident, so you'll get here a very what do you say, we are going to be have over here a very constantly see that which edges you are going to pick it, right? Right now you are going to be put over here this surfaces, and the surfaces have been extruded, and now this surface has been completed. So we have completed the first block and as well as the second block, right? Now comes to over here to connecting second block with the third block. So now right now I just wanted to create a one staggered floor in between over here, right? So just make the distance and just check that you are going to be create the exactly distance from. Okay, so over here we are going to be just put it the one block little bit above or maybe down at the time of when you think that this model is not recurring your height or not achievable your design process, so you keep on changing it, right? Because this is having a provision of making a group, this is having a provision of making a moving point and a align point and a rotate point. So you don't need to worry about that you need to save a separate model for doing this, right? So at the same model you are going to be constantly changing those things very quickly. So right now as you can see that, right, I have just break that part, and so this is the surface we have over here. So I just make this one as an extruded part, right, for the floor. So right now, okay, so very interesting part over here where many persons or many professionals, many students have been having a problem, right? That how to trigger some of the one block to another block, how to make a resistance from one block to another block, right? Right now you can see that sometime when the person is going to be model enough, right, they are keeping in mind that there are a lot of a group over there, a lot of a component over there, right? And you might see that after making so many component in a group, the file size has been increasing, right, so drastically that it couldn't be open in the next software, right? If you're using a 3ds Max or any other software, lot of a meshes file, lot of a group file, lot of a component file makes your file very heavier, right? But over here you can see that there is only 3 blocks I have it, and those blocks I'm just making a transition between a one material to another material as well as the block part, right? So I'm not getting any kind of a problem while working on a group or maybe a vertices or maybe a edges, right? So right now I'm just putting over here the facade for my villa. That will be the jali part. You can say that that will be metal jali, right? So over here I just connecting with my third block, right? And okay, the next thing I want to share with you is like when you are going to be work on the conceptual design, right? You are having a free form of a modeling, right? You are having a free form of your tools. When you are having a free form of your tools like surfaces, right, it'll getting very easier to make your surfaces. It will be a very easier to get achievable part whatever your design says, right? So right now you can see that I have just selected the edges and I can cover it very quickly, right? After doing this, right, I can change my shape as well, right? This is only the surface, right? This is only the surface I have put it over there, nothing else, right? So you can see that this surface is going to be put in on my metal jali. So one second, I'll just create this one again so that I'm going to be selected my cover part. So I'll just put it the cover surfaces and now made this one as a flattened. So right now I wanted to break this one, right? So if I break this one, right, so that I can put the two materials over here, right? That is what I'm talking about, that if you wanted to make a transit between a one material to another for your block, so it is not easy in another software. But over here you can see in front of you that I can make a one material transit to my second block to a third. right? So that thing you are going to be seen in a couple of minutes, right? So I just put over here the one edge metal frame on my this surface, right? So you are having here a lot of tools, like you'll get here a sweep, you'll get here a revolve, you'll get here an extrusion, but to be make it a very simple, because we are having a less form of time. So that's what I have done is I have just make here a simplicity of my extrusion, right? So I'll provide this one extrusion over here. After moving this extrusion, you'll see that the surface we have been selected right over here, we are putting here a material, right? And the material is going to be put according to our any of customization material. It can be a wooden, it can be a metal, it can be a glass, right? So let's comes to our form of a metal frame. Okay, so this is again, I need to put here a cover surface. So once I have covered the surfaces, I can move this one, and those surfaces, when you are going to be select those surfaces, you can move out from your box wherever you are modeling enough, right? You can just copy that and make it extrude as well, right? Sometimes you'll get here an extrusion getting not inside a meshes, right? So the meshes never is going to be extruded right over here, but what you need to do is you need to convert that into the surfaces, right? So those who have been extensively user of a SketchUp, they know that what is the difference between a surfaces as well as the meshes, right? So meshes are having a lot of stuffs to be divided into polygons, right? But over here you can see you can't even define over here what is a surface and what is a meshes, right? So that is a very brilliant thing over here, that the surfaces and the meshes are not going to be uh, shown in a model, right? Like the other software show. So over here, I just make the one surface and put it on my designated part. So right now you'll find here some edges over there. So I can cover up very quickly. So I'll just cover that and make it extrude. And I can make this one align so that it's going to be cover that my face with a CV. So that CV is really very good command over here. So it will fill the surfaces where you want to be fill that, right? So right now you'll see that the bottom part of my this model is going to be have a little bit extruded outwards. So I just wanted to make an extruded, right? So 1 second, I'll make this one as a related surface. So once the surface has been deleted, right, you can see that you can just put one rectangle over there, and you can make a extruded part. But right now I just dropped this idea and I don't want to do it. I just do it with my the surface, right? So right now I'll just make this surface a little bit on the back side. Once the surface has been on the back side, so the upper part of a metal frame is going to become outward, right? So 1 second, what's happening over there? Okay, fine. So over there we'll get here a little bit edges. So those edges are going to be cover up to make delete this one. Okay. So right now I have made the surface. Okay, so let's move this one into a first phase of our the metal one. So I just make this one extruded over here. So you can see over here the offset plane, and after making this one as a 0.3 meter, I'll just make this one a metal frame again. So let it be here a little bit extruded right on this part. And if at a certain period of time, if I say that this edge is going to be projected at a once, so I can do that one through my vapors. Right, I just put here a rectangle face, so that is going to be extruded on that.
So now, Munit,
So I have prepared here a scenes for like scene 1, and this is the scene 2. You can create here a scenes, lot of scenes, and make a pre animations and show it in front of your professor, in front of your client, in front of your colleagues, right? You can have a very good real-time presentation. I have never seen in my career like this kind of site render, right? Very in a very few time, right? You are just preparing your conceptual design and get here a site plan so brilliantly rendered, right? And I only the two things I have to show. Okay, so right now over here you will get here an ambient shadow as well as a monochromatic part, right? So you can have over there that when you are required to show the shadows or maybe like ambient shadows, so you can create those model into Okay, so you have seen that model have been created in a so effectively and more important that how the model is going to be generated inside a format. It's going to be understandable, and more important that how easiness of the tools have been done, right? So there are couple of questions are coming into the box, and we will take that one, right? But let me try with opening something very interesting in just a second. So you have seen the model one go. So in that model, you have checked that how the geometry have been made and how the things are going to be cooperate within the materials, and whatever the challenges you would face during the construction or during the modeling, right? It's going to be sorted out within the easy of tools, right? So that is what the format belongs to, and how the things are going to be in our under control. Now you see that the real-time visualization gives you such a kind of a look, and those kind of a looks you see that inside the geometry, inside the materials, inside the component which you have placed, right, according to that trees, the landscape, the components which you needs during the presentations, and that presentation has been quite enough to impress someone with your design, right? So I guess the person we have asked that which kind of a villa it is, right? Which kind of a project it is, and what is the name of that villa, right? So we have here in the chat the person have been tried. It's by Zaha. Richa is saying it's by Zaha. No, it's not by Zaha. If you have been from the initial uh, attendee, so we have selected a one site, right? So that site has been in Germany. So that is a hint, right, at that time. But it's okay. We will let you know. Okay. So if I see that the model is going to be during the scenes, right? So scenes we can open it up. So that's been layers, right? So there's a 3 layers, and you can see there's a camera over there. So in the camera, if you put the scene, the first one is a scene, right? Start from this. Yes, so when you select here a scene, so automatically the scene have been saved over here. Then there's a scene 1, the transition between the scene and scene one, and then scene two, right? Then scene three, and then scene four, right? So this is kind of a option you can get from here while designing a modeling. And by the way, this is a project in Germany, and the name of project is a villa, and designed by Daniel Lebeskind, is an architect, right? So I am been really fond of this kind of geometry and this kind of a project. So that's why we have chosen for this webinar, so that you all guys can able to understand what is a geometry based model you can design inside a format, right? How competitive the modeling can be done over here, right? So that will be the our idea to showcase this one, right? So after this, I request that anyone you are having any doubt or anything, so we can come across. Okay, let's take the questions. So the person who have been here, Valmiki Raghavendra. So first of all, I welcome you, dear. How is the scaling factor done? See, there's no kind of a scaling you should try over here. Whenever you are making a model, right, it's going to become under a 1:1. It is a process of every 3D software. The 3D is going to be become at a 1:1 scale, and you don't need to uh, worry about that how the scale factor is going to be done. It will be going to be start with a unit like you do inside a AutoCAD, right? It's just like at the same factor, right? You are having here on a settings, and the settings you'll get a units part. Okay, then the question is, uh, okay, can you show how the curve surfaces can be designed? Okay, see, basically, the curves over here, whatever you want to design, that is going to be designed in the same way, because the curves are going to be in the form of a geometry of cylinder. So you need to work on circles, and that's a very good question. Like whenever we try to make a cylinder or curves things inside other softwares, right, it's going to be showcased there some of the lines. Like lines are going to be divided to a number of polygons, right? But over here, the real geometry of a sense, when you're making a cylinder or circular shapes, it is not going to be regenerated. A lot of the time you have experience in AutoCAD, you draw a circle after making a zoom out. The problem is going to be you have to type in the command bar, make a regenerate, right? So before pressing a command, the circle is going to be shaped like a polygon, maybe it look octagonal or pentagonal or something like that, right? But after placing a regenerate command, it comes to their shape of a previous like circle. This over here, you can't find that kind of a problems. When you make a cylinder, it could be a cylinder and it's not going to be changed into a polygon. So that is a wonderful thing of a format. I must say that that will be available in a online mode as well. You can download that format for your iPad and tablet. So you can just experience that how format is going to be done inside that. So any other questions you are having in the panelists or attendees? Anything you would like to ask? Okay, so I hope that you have enjoyed your uh, workshop, and hopefully there's a lot of things you are going to be experienced through when you are going to be work inside a format. And through our side, if you want some help or some queries answers, so we are going to definitely help you out. You can reach to us, as I have told you, training@keeprecord.com, right? You can connect with us. We are having a we are on our Instagram, as well as we are on a Facebook as well, right? So you are going to be get here a lot of workshop and webinars which are going to be running throughout in a Capricorn at a variable intervals. So I always welcome the queries and the questions comes to you regarding on the AEC field. So thank you once again, right, that you have attended this workshop, and probably you get a lot of a benefit from you, right? So yeah, Shweta, you want to say something? Shweta, are you there? You want to say something? Okay, probably she's going to be send you the video for the attendees, like the persons who have been over here, right? So she's must be busy in that. So I'll take a signing off from here, right? Thank you so much once again, and we are going to be waiting for the next webinar or a workshop for you guys, and we are continuously arranging those kind of things at the different intervals of a time. Please stay connected with us. Thank you so much once again. Bye bye.